What a lot of people don't realise too, if it's on the internet, believe me, it's probably going to be there forever. And I'm not saying Facebook Messenger, right? You ever sent a stupid like a Facebook, like a photo, could be to a girl, an ex-girl, could be just something stupid to your mates. If you've sent that photo, say even deleted them or anything, you can go into view photos media. And you could scroll down to 10 years ago.
Yeah, and it's still there.
It's still there.
Not gone. And even just because you've removed it off Facebook, it's still on the internet.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Morokai with 2 eyes. We're back. We're on every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 7 a.m. on Spotify and 4:30 p.m. on YouTube. Mate, for the first time ever, the other day when I was editing one of our podcasts, I wondered if I should upload it or not.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, is this a future one that's yet to come? Like one that we've just recently done?
Well,
or
by the time we upload this one, it'll be out.
So it still will be released, but there's an unsure...
I'm going to pull the trigger because I was like, okay, everyone said something that they're like, oh, no, I've heard some different opinions. I actually want to change my mind. Like after I
think I may know the podcast.
Oh, really?
I think.
Can you take a guess? Because if you're wrong, then I'm going to go, oh, shit, should have I?
No, I'm just, because you said, like, now that I've heard some different people's opinions.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't. Is it the one about the fire in the backyard by any chance?
No,
I was going to say, personally, I think that's a banging one. But the fact that and the only reason why I'm bringing that up is because you specifically said, look, now that I've actually heard some people's opinions, maybe. So we get the broader picture. Maybe not.
No, that's a great pod. That is a real good one. But for life, yes, I've been like, okay, I won't let my girlfriend believe that my brother's side of the house would, burn on fire. I won't invite her to a fake working bee.
Yeah,
that
maybe
night.
don't. Maybe don't do that.
That won't happen again. No, it was. We were talking about a streamer who he got caught watching deep fake porn.
Yes, right.
Of, I guess you could say his co-workers because, they're his friends. They're also on Twitch. They're streamers. He got caught and it just blew up on the internet. We were talking about that. I still stick to, I find it very strange that he was doing that and that they're, all friends because we made the reference of like, if you went old school, it's like finding pictures of your friends cutting out their heads and then posting and putting on someone else's body. It's weird. It's very strange. And you know what else I found out from watching a few more videos on it? He paid for that.
Oh, wow. That's even worse.
So that's an even bigger step. That's not
so that's some information that obviously we didn't pre-know going into the video.
And I was like, well, it's not an ad.
Which now changes. That does change what we've said a lot, doesn't it?
It makes a big time change because I'm like, that's a massive extra
Do we have to
step.
leave a comment being like, edit, by the way?
No. This is why I was like...
I think it's also good, though.
Exactly, because so many times I'll watch back and people say some messed up stuff and they'll just make a fake apology or they'll do... And I'm not saying what we said was so bad we have to make an apology, but what I'm saying is finding out new information, listening to it back and thinking about it and seeing other opinions, I'm like, no, my mindset's changed a bit.
Yes.
It's changed
and
a fair bit.
That's going to happen.
Yeah,
With
definitely.
more information, obviously us doing a podcast... we do like to sort of jump on certain things that are happening.
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes the information that we have, it's very just quick collated, like, let's talk about it.
Definitely.
And then obviously, by the time that certain podcasts have been released, and there's more, and then it's just like, shit.
Exactly, man.
What we've said, not necessarily it makes us look bad, but it's like that information would have been nice to know for that podcast as well.
Right, definitely. And as I'm listening to it back, a lot of the stuff I still agree with that I was saying. I'm like, I don't agree with the fact that, it's weird that these are his friends and he's gone to the step to search up porn. Now it's like, oh my God, he's gone to the step to pay. Because we made the whole argument of like, what happens if like these girls had OnlyFans?
Yes, we did say that.
He was paying for that. We're like, that's like an extra step.
Yes, most definitely.
And now that I found out he paid for deepfake porn.
Yeah, he actually went out of his way.
That's that extra step. That's too far. And I was watching a few videos and they're like, it's even worse because a lot of people didn't know about deepfake porn.
Yeah, so now he's exposed that to everyone as well. And so now the people buying this certain porn, well, now people now know that it's out there, so it's just going to fill you're just going to see it all over the place now.
Well, the guy who created the site, there was a massive spike of views, like a massive spike of views. So now all these people are going, there's deepfake porn, and they're searching up these characters. And I went, this is one thing that I look back and I go, nah. I don't like that I said that. I said that with celebrities, this has already been happening for a while.
Yes.
With celebrities, this deepfake porn stuff has been happening a long time. But the thing is, technology hasn't caught up to a point where it's just so realistic.
Correct.
And I said, like, they've probably, been dealing with that, and they deal with a lot of having to go to the supermarket with, like, no makeup and, they feel like they're looking their worst.
They've just left bed, more or less.
Yeah, and I was like...
They're not done up. They're just... And every day, they're genuinely living an everyday person's life like you and I.
Exactly.
But they treat it differently because they're a celebrity. So our eyes, the public's eyes are like, no, they have to be looking 10 out of 10 at all times. Like, how dare they just, like, have that bedhead look sort of thing. Like,
and the part that I was listening back to, I was like, actually, I've changed my mind on this completely, was I kind of morphed it all into one and went, they've been dealing with all that crap for so long that I guess they'd be used to it. And then I thought back and I'm like, nah, now with deep fake porn, that's like another level, because
it is. There's
levels to it that it's so realistic now. It's not like, I don't know, 5 years ago where someone would take a random photo of, it could be a Cardi B, right? They could be someone like that, and then put it on a body it's like, that doesn't look real at all. They're just plastered their face. Now you see the pornography and you go,
that's
my God, they've done a porn.
Yeah.
And they haven't. So I take back that. I don't want to put them all in the same category, because I thought, me personally, if somehow I was a celebrity, I would 10 times rather, maybe I'm walking out of the supermarket, my pants are a little undone, and my butt crack showing, and maybe my hair's not done, I'm looking my worst, and I've got bags on my eyes. I would 10 times rather that than porn of myself looking real. So
110%.
I was like, nah, I can't morph them all together. And also, there was a lot of girls who was like, that was struggling with the deepfake porn coming out. And I in my own head went like, well, it's not you. Like, I didn't really think that too much, but I was like, it's not you. Like, hopefully you don't get too stressed about it. But as I was watching more and more videos, I'm like, again, it's so real.
I think the problem now as well, and
even
just hearing you say that, now knowing that obviously it was already there, but because of this streamer now, it's been brought to light, and obviously, like you said, more people are going to the website now. I think the scary thing is, now it's not even just like celebrities or streamers. Like, in all seriousness, dude, if we really think about it, say maybe you had a crush on a chick in high school or like at your workplace, you could now just go to their Facebook, whatever, like get there, like whatever. And if, I don't know, I have no idea how this fucking website works, by the way, but if it's something like, oh yeah, just if you send some stuff across, like some photos or whatever, I can then morph that onto like a model.
Yeah.
And then it's like, then you've technically got porn of that person. And they have no idea. That's fucking scary, man.
That's bound to happen, because there's AI. A lot of artists are getting scared because they're drawing, and there's AI that you type in, I want a scenic picture of a couple, having a picnic. It's a beautiful day. It's absolutely lovely. The sun's in the sky. It's a bit cloudy, but there's also, I don't know, a kid riding a bike around them. It'll draw that.
Yeah, and then you can somewhat claim it as your own art too.
We even saw it on TikTok where the trend went around and you take a photo of your face.
Yeah, and everyone's going to get that rare AI scan, yes.
Oh. So tell me why you couldn't take a picture of someone's face and then put it on
a model,
a porno star, whatever. And yeah, as I was listening to more and more opinions, and they're like, imagine if it happened to you. Imagine if you're thinking, hey, this isn't you doing the porn. So like, hopefully that can make you feel a bit better. I'm like, nah, if there was a photo of me with my dick out, what?
And people are going to be coming at you 24/7 because they're going to be like, oi, dude, when do you pay? And you're like, that's not my deal. Like, that's not me.
Do I have to make a video about like
that's actually not me?
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to make a video as well explaining that it isn't me.
Yeah. So all these people are going
because
through
you shouldn't be worried. Because realistically, any human shouldn't be worried about having to deal with that.
Exactly. So, man, I was thinking, I'm like, I'm going to change the schedule up because that video is not even out. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm not deleting it though.
No, I don't think because that's what we're not ones to delete. And I think it's cool that we can reflect on the podcast,
yeah,
and realize that, hey, shit, actually with this information that we've now gained and gathered, it's actually changed our perception completely.
Yeah, exactly. So
and that's okay to happen as well.
Yeah, definitely. So I was like, all right, well, we'll upload this straight after and we'll see how it flies. But yeah, I don't know. There was one thing, do you know what I did think? I was like, okay, there was one of the girls that was involved in the deepfake porn.
Yes.
She uploaded a video crying her eyes out, how much it's affected her. And everyone gets affected in different ways too. For one girl, she's like, oh, you don't realize that my body dysmorphia has gone like through I am ashamed of my own body because I'm seeing a deep fake of me on this incredibly beautiful girl in a pornography that I'll never look like, and now I feel horrible about myself.
Yeah, shit.
And I was like, oh, there's all these different
That's
aspects
so
to
true.
look at it, and yeah, I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot to dive into.
There's a lot to take in.
Yeah, there is.
That really changes your whole perspective. You just ideas about it as well. But again, just coming back to the fact that it's a scary thought that even like your partner, someone could maybe like be thinking that your partner's quite attractive, and again, just do this, and then it's like, swear, I'm just pretty much having a tug to your partner. Like that's fucked.
Well,
and like super uncomfortable.
Super uncomfortable. Do you know what was massive and they weren't getting in trouble for a while before, like deepfake stuff? Was revenge porn.
Yes, I remember seeing things about that.
Say someone
that's like jail time.
Now it is, but you used to not get in trouble for it. So
that's crazy.
There were so many girls that struggled because if you made a sex tape with your current girlfriend, or you had a heap of photos of them, or it could be the guy, either one, and then you have a bad breakup or you're just a toxic person and you flood it to the internet for whatever reason, so many people were like going to the cops and being like, hey,
they've done this.
They've done this. And it would lead into a big investigation that would always end up with, well, you consented to making the video. You consented to taking that photo. And all the time,
at the time when things were good, though.
For that one person. I didn't consent.
not for the internet to see. No, that's such a scary thought as well, though.
Yeah.
Like, could you, like, realistically, if we really think about it, the world that we currently live in today and stuff like that, people are always on their phones, whether it's like a nude, a top, or whatever. I would hate to know, like, just on, like, people of today's phones, what would happen if their phones were handed into the wrong person, or there is, like, a bad ex and all that. Like, It's a fucking scary, because in the ideal world, and the ideal thought is, like, if there's a breakup, you'd like to think if you had any of that, I'm going to say spicy content on your phone, you'd like to think that your partner would be like, hey, we're no longer together, could you just delete that, please? Yeah, and 9 times out of 10, I would again like to think that the partner would be like, yeah, no worries at all. It's just like a respect thing.
That's
but I know that doesn't always happen. But I know on the flip side, though, that's the ideal world. And we don't live in the ideal world. And not everyone's like that.
That is the ideal world. And so many people would change. I feel like, especially if someone got cheated on, I feel like they'd be like, fuck it, you can have these photos. You can, look at this. I don't care. He's done this, which is messed up.
Correct.
But again, with so many relationships, it can, like, I guess you can think of the couple being the perfect couple, and sometimes people just change, and next thing you know, it's like a really crazy breakup, divorce.
You hear it all the time.
Spiteful things.
Oh, 110%.
People do some real spiteful things.
Genuinely, it's almost like they get off to just being spiteful.
Yeah, they feel like they need to get them back.
Like it's some sort of power trip, like this, like urge, like how dare, like it genuinely, like just flick a switch.
Yeah, they need to be in the right, or they need to somehow feel like they've won.
Yeah, or like the other person needs to be punished, and the best way to punish them is by leaking these nudes.
That's like that's steps.
But like
so
that's like genuine psycho mentality. In my
I agree.
eyes.
I would think that's like psychopathic.
Like, to do that, it's just like, no, like you're actually, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, like when you feel bad, like that person's now on the internet for everyone.
And the moment was between you and them. It wasn't meant for anyone else. Yeah.
So I think the laws have changed now, but I do remember watching, I think it was like, I went down the rabbit hole on YouTube. Like, it was one of those nights where I'm seeing like...
Yeah, but we're just doing some research as well. Yeah. Like, I suppose for your own benefit.
I was just like, oh my God, this is fucking nuts. It's like I'm doing research to cover myself. I have fucked up.
Hey Google, how do I make myself look good in the next podcast?
Do you know what? Okay, what about the saying like, "Oh, I fucked up," mate? What about those people that have accidentally uploaded their nudes or a video of?
Well, I was going to say that I'm glad that you mentioned this, because how many times have we, especially being here in Australia, with usually our footballers and other celebrities as well. I think even there was a chick from Love Island. They put on their stories, or maybe they're with some mate, whether it's a bachelor party, bachelorette, whatever. They're taking like Coke or like cat, whatever, and you're with your group of mates. Someone's like, "Oh, look at the fucking line that they've got." Like, I'm just going to record it, and in your head, you're like, "Yeah, cool." Like that'll just be passed along with the circle of our mates and all that. And then there's always somehow maybe your mates had an argument with you, and they're like, "No, fuck you." Like, I know that you're like a big player that's got a big following. I'm just going to fuck your career up.
Yeah.
And all that. And then it's all how, like, I would almost be scared as like a celebrity, a sports star or whatever in that space. If you're around your mates and like, which you think is a safe environment, hey, like, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but like, I just want to release sort of thing. Like, I'm going to have a good time with my mates. You do like a line of Coke or whatever. Someone's recorded it, and then they've almost got leverage over you. It's like, "Oh man, get me tickets to the game." You're like, "Dude, I can't." So it's like, "Well, fuck you then. I'm going to post it." But it's like, dude, like I can't.
That is a next
like,
level
don't do
psycho.
that. Like, that's scary.
Yeah.
And we see it happen so often where sports star celebrities, like these videos up, like, and it's genuinely like, fuck, like I did it because I thought I was safe.
Oh, 100%.
I didn't think that video was going to surface online, and now I've got to do this apology thing, act like I've never done it, like, "Oh, I'm sorry, like I never do this," like sort of. Oh.
Yeah, it's like I was in a safe space. I was with the right crowd.
I trusted you guys.
Yeah, I wasn't hurting anyone, and now I've got to make up and like. You're right. Like,
which scares me
most
as well.
of them have to do a fake apology,
which scares me in the sense as well of Snapchat memories, because how many times like people our age, or even mates that we've been out with that have been on gear, that have recorded themselves doing fucking things. Mate, they're like, "Nah, I'm safe," like sort of thing. And it's like, yeah, but
what a lot of people don't realize too, if it's on the internet, believe me, it's probably going to be there forever. And I'm not saying Facebook Messenger, right? You ever sent a stupid like a Facebook, like a photo, could be to a girl, an ex-girl, could be just something stupid to your mates. If you've sent that photo, say even deleted them or anything, you can go into view photos media, and you could scroll down to 10 years ago.
Yeah, and it's still there.
It's there.
Not gone. And even just because you've removed it off Facebook, it's still on the internet. So, just because you can't see it. It's the same as people who are like, "Oh yeah, but it's not in my Snapchat memories, it's not there." And it's like, yeah, but like the Snapchat database, just because it's not on your, like, it's still in the system.
It is.
You can't see it, but like Snapchat can see the video. Or like and people are so naive.
They are.
People think like once I've deleted off my phone or like off the social media that I'm like, it's gone. It's like, no, like
no, you've been silly.
It's gone for you forever, but it's not gone for everyone else.
Yeah, and it's the same with I guess anything could be. Think of if someone snapped up your phone or someone hacked into your phone and just went through all your voice messages. I guarantee you've said some heinous shit.
Yeah,
especially to mates and
just calling people out as well.
Just stupid stuff. If half of it got leaked, you'd be ruined.
You really? It's a scary thought.
Oh, actually, is it though? Next episode, do you know what I want to talk about?
Yeah.
Are we slow? Yeah. Are we slowly seeing the change of what?
Oh, no, sorry, go on.
Chicken strips.
Sorry.
Are we slowly seeing the change of cancel culture? Because you know how we're talking about slut fighting with Dana White? All in the clear. You don't see anything anymore. You know how we're talking about how's Logan Paul going to get back from his scam?
Yeah, that seems
the only thing anyone's talking about is his Royal Rumble moment.
Yeah.
I don't see
anything.
And
the fact that Prime's now partnered with UFC, by the way.
Yeah, so I don't see a single comment about him ripping people off anymore. I'm like, do you just have to do something really fucking big or cool? And it's like, oh, he's all right, he'll be all right. Like, fuck it.
It's actually not a bad guy. Yeah. Like, now that I think about it.
It's either that or quickly apologise, get over it, and go back to normal content.
That, but also on the next one, just we can talk about that, but then we can also talk about the result of Alec Baldwin.
He got done for...
He did.
So he actually
He's
got done,
actually getting done. for firing a prop gun that should have been checked by a prop designer. Which then begs the question, and this is where I'm interested, and it could be maybe me speaking just out of my ass and wearing a tinfoil hat. Could someone have set him up? Did he actually know that it was loaded, like all this time, and maybe he had some vendetta? Like I'm thinking very hypothetical.
Well,
here.
I did see some articles out, yeah.
Or has social media had the effect that it does on a lot of these big cases where Alec Baldwin is renowned for being a cunt? No, he is, though. A lot of people don't like the guy.
Yep.
So people being like, nah, because he's a fuckwit and all that. Like, of course he did it on purpose. And because social media has such a big thing on trials now, is it just easy to be like, oh, well, he's pretty renowned for just being a tosser anyway. It's like, yeah, of course you did it, mate.
Yep. Yeah, we'll have to deep dive. Well, yeah, look, no, it was an interesting one. Watching it all back, I really thought about like the celebrity stuff, and I was like, nah, put yourself in their shoes. And I was like, that all sounds terrible, but don't bunch it all together. There's definitely different levels to, you know, looking your worst out in the shops to having fake nudes of you that look legitimately real. Like,
couldn't agree more.
Yeah, and to the guy that did it as well, after I found out he paid, I'm like, that's that next level. You've also got a wife.
That's interesting. That's also interesting though to think. Now are people going to come after the website to get it taken? Like,
I think the guy who created the website took it down. I think there was something. I think he apologized. The guy who owns the website, and I'm like, oh, are you apologizing because of this much backlash? Maybe you made some more money. I don't know, but yeah,
but it's out there now. That's the thing. Like, people now know about deep fake. Like, so yeah, just because he took down the website.
Mate, when it gets even with the AI technology, before we go, it's going to get to a point where they're going to be able to AI us doing a podcast, and it's not us.
Well, there's already AI streamers, dude, doing React streams.
No, so
I saw that, and the React streamer already had like 5,000 Twitch subs, and people like, imagine you're someone that's like left their job, you're working your ass off to just get like 10 viewers a day. Yeah. Meanwhile, there's this AI bot that has 5,000 concurrent viewers at all times.
I couldn't, mate. I know the porn site's probably the worst, but I could not think of. I would hate that. Like, we've done like over 150 episodes, so you could take we've said that many words and sentences. You take it all together, and someone wanted to be like really vindictive and create a podcast where we say the worst things ever. And people come up and be like, why'd you say that? And be like, oh my God, I didn't.
It's not us.
I didn't.
But it is you. I saw the video. It's not us. It's Look at how they spelt Morokai.
Yeah.
It's with one eye. We're with two. We said it in the intro.
Can we go back to pretending I had fake nudes of me? I'd rather deal with that. All right, guys, that was Morokai 2 Eyes. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next one.
Boom.
Boom.